is Simon Culhane. I'm the Chief Executive of the Chartered Institute for Securities and Investment, and it's a professional body operating in the wealth management and capital markets field of the financial sector. My responsibilities are to run the organisation because I'm the Chief Executive, and I've been in that position for 8 years.
My name is Simon Sperryn. I have been for 30 years Chief Executive of a number of membership organisations representing different constituencies in business and professions. The last one was the Chartered Institute of Purchasing and Supply. Before that I merged 6 associations into the Lloyd's Market Association representing underwriters in the insurance market of Lloyd's, and before that London Chamber of Commerce.
I'm Rob Strange and I'm the Chief Executive Officer of IOSH, that's the Institution of Occupational Safety and Health, based in Leicester. I've been in that role for about 12 years now, which is quite a long time as a CEO in professional associations.
I think as a Chief Executive, if I had to pick one member of my senior team on whom I depend more than anyone else, it's going to be the Finance Director. In a way that shouldn't need saying, but it probably does, because when things are going well, the Finance Director's invisible. I think it's good practice in a board of a professional body for the Finance Director to be very visible at board meetings. But what I mean by that is that if the finances are in good order, nobody's worried about them, and we get on with talking about the things that everybody's interested in, the future of our profession and the quality of our qualifications and what's going on in the big wide world outside. But once the finances are weak, and particularly if anything goes wrong, that's where the buck stops. And the successful CEO has to have a successful Finance Director, making sure that there is early warning about anything where there are difficulties. Difference between a good FD and a really good FD is strategic thinking. The good FD will provide that early warning and will provide reliable reports that everybody can have confidence in. The really good FD will be looking at the trends and suggesting how things might be changed, and taking his or her full part in the strategy formulation for the organisation. So to my mind, there is no good strategy unless the Finance Director is in there injecting all the time the financial implications of what we're discussing. Because, however clever the strategy will be, if actually the money isn't going to be there, we will fail.
In my own experience, the relationship between the Chief Executive of a professional association, such as myself, and the finance head, whatever the job title may be, in my case it was Finance Director for a number of years, and more recently Executive Director Finance and Information Systems. But it's an absolutely crucial relationship. As Chief Executive going into the regular board meetings, it's fine to have the Finance Director there around the table to deal with the detail, but I need to know absolutely clearly what the financial performance has been, where the potential weaknesses are, what we're doing about it, and how we're performing against KPIs and other financial ratios. And so being totally briefed as CEO by the Finance Director, not only prior to board meetings but on a daily basis, is crucial. So in my own experience, I share a PA with the Finance Director. We're in offices adjacent with the PA in between, and there's a constant in and out of each other's offices to check on thinking on current positions and developments. And although I have never appointed a person as a deputy chief executive, I guess it would go without saying that the finance person is in effect that person. They're the senior manager that has the broadest view of all issues, rather than a view mainly of a specialist area. And that can lead to some tensions occasionally between the finance head and the other members of SMT, but then I think it's very much down to the individual how that's handled. And the key is, I think, for the finance head to be seen as a wise and trusted person who knows their stuff and gains respect and is looked up to some degree by the others on the S&T.
The fundamental problem you generally have about finance is it's looking at retrospectively. Its data is all about what has happened, and it's hard data. What you want is forecasting a future, and it's quite difficult to find people with the same skill sets that are comfortable with moving from hard defined into perhaps more fluid ideas. You need management information, you need ideas for the future, but this whole concept of accountants in the past, the forecasting, is the crux, I think, of one of the steps that you need to make that differentiates between a good finance director and a really great strategic director. And what you want is a bit of both.